Hey everybody, and welcome back to Storytime with JRP. We're continuing my book, Laurence Grey, Secret of the Lost Roanoke Colony, and we're currently in chapter 49. So if you're just joining us, head back to chapter 1 so you don't miss any crucial details. So a quick recap of the previous chapter: Laurence Grey, General Sheldon, and his lead assassin, who doesn't have a name yet, discovered the mysterious Roanoke Colony. And they found out that there were two options, whether you were a good explorer or a bad explorer. Because Sheldon was just out for glory, the bad option opened up, which revealed a huge collection of weapons. The colonists knew exactly how to use these weapons, and they began their onslaught on planet Earth. So that is where we are continuing now in chapter 49, titled Roanoke Army Mobilized. After just a few more turns on the ramp, the trio reached the surface. Just as Grey stopped for a moment to bask in the sunlight which he so missed, a sizable explosion went off behind them and launched him off his feet. He landed hard on the middle of the street. A large truck skidded hard to avoid Grey, which caused it to hit a store on the other side of the street, creating a massive explosion because it was a gas truck. Dazed, Grey managed to stand up and look back at the rear of the library. The hole they had came out of seemed to have just been created. There was no perfect square exit, just a ragged circle that looked like someone had randomly decided to dig a hole in the ground. Sheldon and the assassin rushed over to help Grey back to the sidewalk. We got to get out of here, Laurence. Oh, no, wrong voice. We got to get out of here, Laurence, said the assassin. I'll stay behind and hold them off, and you and Sheldon get as far away from here as you can. Sheldon shook his head. No, you shouldn't. Oh, gosh, I keep getting the voices mixed up, sorry. Sheldon shook his head. No, not my subordinate. You leave with Grey. I will stay. The assassin turned around sharply. Never! I must always protect my superiors. It is always— Enough, assassin, spat Sheldon. That is an order. Now, my second order is that you leave immediately. But, General— Now! The assassin looked around and looked down. As you wish, General. Grey stepped up to Sheldon. I wish I could say it's been fun, General, but to be quite honest, I'm kind of glad you're staying behind. I don't blame you, Grey, conceded Sheldon, but my end is just the beginning. You'll have to find a way to end this colonist threat, and chances of that are nil. Grey steeled his face. You were the cause of World War III and Earth's near total destruction in another reality. I will not let that happen in this one. With that, Grey swiveled on his heels and started to walk down the sidewalk. Hesitantly, the assassin followed. With Grey and the assassin were out of sight, Sheldon emerged to face the oncoming of well-armed, half-crazed colonists. The first wave of them blasted their alien ray guns at the figure of Sheldon, but all of their beams bounced off Sheldon harmlessly because he had enabled his force field. People, calm down, Sheldon said. I'm the guy who escaped the original captives, Philip Swanson. Use your DNA scanner. I'll prove my identity. One of the colonists got out a scanner, and after a moment nodded to another. The other stepped up to Sheldon. Sir Swanson, being that you possess the ability to escape those captives so long ago, and because you somehow are still alive, I grant you the power over our whole army, making you our commander-in-chief. I accept, grinned Sheldon evilly. And as my first act of commander-in-chief, I crown myself Emperor Swanson the First. The colonist nodded. Your second order, sir? Sheldon, now being called by his original name, Swanson, said, World domination. We'll start with Huntington Beach since we're here. Everyone follow me. We're headed to the mayor's office. Grey and the assassin quickly got to the airport. We'll need to get to Washington, said Grey. We'll need to speak to the very top if any major action is to happen. You mean the president? Asked the assassin incredulously. Grey nodded. That's right. And with the White House security these days, I won't even need a pass card. Minutes later, they jumped onto the first plane to Washington. After 5 hours of waiting, the 6 other assassins that had gone with Sheldon to the Huntington Library were still in the same area where they had disappeared. They all ran outside, however, when they heard a ruckus. It was Sheldon and an army of people with guns that looked like they were from the 1700s. Sheldon saw them. Hey, everyone. How would you like to be my new top officers? I'm taking over the world. Join the party. Without hesitation, the 6 assassins joined the endless ranks of the huge army. Grey and the remaining assassin landed in Washington, D.C., and went straight to the White House. As expected, there was zero security, and the 3-foot fences were easy to hop over, so they just walked inside with ease. They got all the way to the doors of the Oval Office before someone finally realized they were in there. What the heck are you two doing in here? Asked an agent, FBI apparently. Oh, Laurence Grey, what are you doing here? Where's Sheldon? It was Agent Keeler. Grey stepped up. Glad you're here, Keeler. We need to inform the president of something immediately. Keeler responded, saying, well, actually, but the assassin just pushed him into a wall, and the assassin in gray walked in. But it was not the president sitting at the desk. It was General Farragut, their original captor. Gray, how did you escape the FBI? I didn't escape, Gray said. I completed the deal. I found Roanoke. Yes, I know, said Farragut. That's why the president's gone. He's gone to Area 51 to formulate a battle plan against this new army of Roanokeans. Gray raised his eyebrow. Roanokeans? Farragut shrugged. That's what we're calling them for now. They took over Huntington Beach, Gray. And the worst part of it is that for some insane reason, they've adopted Sheldon as their leader. Gray's face went white. Oh no, they realized who he was. Gray had no idea what to do next. All right, what another incredible chapter, guys. The army of Sheldon has taken over Huntington Beach, and Gray's talking to the other general at the White House, so he has no idea what to do next. Well, you'll have to find out what he does next in tomorrow's chapter, guys. All right, I'll see you then.